Good afternoon and welcome to Sew Like a Pro. My granddaughter worked at a bra store called Bras Galore, and they specialize in bras, of course. And they discovered that a lot of women have problems finding a bra to fit them correctly because they have a small rib cage. So I'm going to show you how to adjust your bra to fit your rib cage. If your rib cage is too small in the bra, you have to keep hooking it and you can't get it to fit you quite right. So I have an old bra, and this is my second time doing this tape. The first time I forgot to press record. So for me, here we go again. So you're going to have to get somebody to pin your bra in your back so you'll know how much you need to take it up. And you want them to pin it on both sides of the back, not just one side, because we want to make the adjustments on both sides to keep it balanced correctly. You want to use a single edge razor blade, and you want to very carefully go in and pick the stitches loose, because you don't want to damage it at all. Pick that loose and take it off on both ends. After you see how much you need to get rid of, so let's say that I need to take an inch off this side, I want to cut off a 1/2 inch and leave a 1/2 inch seam allowance. And that I did the first time when I thought I was recording this video, and I discovered that I cut the machine on and didn't press record. So I cut that off. Now I want to make sure I stitch it back on the exact same zigzag that it was originally. So I played with my zigzag until I got the stitch to match the stitch that was on the little tab. So I have this in red so you can see clearly. Now, it depends on how much you have to cut off. If you may have to jam it up in there and make it fit perfectly. We want this to look just like you never did fix the bra. Okay, so you may want to hand baste it in place. You may want to take your pins and pin it in place so it don't move on you. So I already have my zigzag set up to the width that I wanted. And I have red thread on here so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to make sure I get this to fit right up in there. There we go. And we want to line it up in the exact place. And you want to do a few stitches forward. Cut the machine back on and set up my zigzag. So now I need to reset it since I cut it off. And you want to back stitch. To make sure it don't come apart. This stitch is much bigger. I want it narrower. So whichever way your machine work for you, make all the adjustments. So they'll work out perfect for you. I want mine at 2.5 and then 1.5. There we go. There we go. So you can see, work with it until you get it. Practice on a piece first. I cut it off and I forgot I had to start all over. So I want to back stitch to make sure it don't come apart. And to be safe, if you like, you can go back and stitch back over it again. But you can see, it's a real simple process once you get the tab off. And then on my machine, on my bra rather, my machine, they also did a regular straight stitch along the edges, so you can do the same thing. You want to stitch it back the exact way it was originally. So they had a little straight stitch right here along the edges, so I want to stitch those down also. And mine was on both sides, so it had that zigzag stitch along the edge and then that straight stitch along the edge. And then we'll trim all the threads. So like a pro. Take your time, and you want your bra to look like you never made any alterations, and you'll get it to fit you perfectly every single time. So you won't have any fears about buying bras now, because you'll know how to fix it and make them look like nothing ever happened to them. So sew like a pro, and may God bless all your sewing projects. Be inspired.